You know how it is. Whenever the smell of your mother's homemade pie wafts through the air, you remember your childhood with unexpected intensity. This phenomenon, which regularly sends generations of adults back to the age of 6, impressively demonstrates what a special sense smell is. Evolutionarily, it is very old and accounts for 1% of our genes, about 1,000. These determine 1,000 receptors for scent molecules, although there are, of course, more than 1,000 odours. Even the simple scent of jasmine consists of 40 different components. With every breath we take, these flow through our nose to the olfactory mucosa. There, on an area of 2 by 5 centimetres squared, there are 10 to 30 million receptors, the actual sensory cells. They have a lifespan of only 60 days. Through the porous structure of the ethmoid bone, the fibres of these cells extend to the olfactory bulb, the oldest part of the cerebral cortex. Here, in the fine fibre mesh of the glomeruli, an initial connection from the olfactory sensory cells to the mitral cells takes place. The ratio is 1,000 to 1. Further processing has some special features. For example, the thalamus, which is the transit station to the cortex for all other senses, is only informed in the second instance when it comes to smell. The amygdala and hippocampus are significantly further ahead in the processing. Here, an immediate evaluation of the smell takes place. In fact, there is hardly any olfactory perception that we do not perceive as good or bad. This also explains the quick access to memories and brings us back to the essentials. The apple pie. We've been sniffing it long enough. Now it's time to eat it. And wow, it's good. But there are only 5 different taste receptors on the tongue, for sweet and salty, bitter and sour, plus the relatively new taste umami for savory, glutamic acid, and possibly another one for fat. Taste is more than the tongue alone can experience. Temperature plays a role, as does consistency, such as crunchy or creamy, and pain, which we perceive as spiciness. Scent molecules are also important. They are released during chewing and reach the olfactory mucosa retronasally via the throat. What the tongue detects is transmitted via the solitarius nerve, which actually combines 3 cranial nerves, to the nucleus of the same name. Reducing this to a pure switching function is too simplistic. It is part of the vomiting center in the brainstem, and thus keeps us alive when something looked promising but was awful. The further connection reaches the sensory cortex via the thalamus and via the taste center in the pons, the amygdala, which is naturally responsible for emotional evaluation. It also ensures that small children completely reject broccoli and similarly dangerous vegetables for a long time after just one bad experience. The amygdala is just one point where the processing of taste and smell meet. The insula and hypothalamus are also stations for the processing of gustatory information. Together, taste and smell open up the world of pleasures, which also includes access to our own childhood.